Hi, my name is Reese Brown, and this project is the Bartender. So the Bartender is a robotic cocktail machine designed for production within professional environments such as nightclubs, bars, and even festivals. So the reason why I created the Bartender is because whenever I used to go on nights out to nightclubs or bars or anything of the same sort, there would always be very large lines at the bars, and this would take up a lot of my time, frustrating, poor customer service. But by the time I got to the front of the bar and got my drink, it would never taste the same as the drinks I had beforehand. Just no consistency to the drinks at all. This is most likely due to poor staff training with a busy environment. And this is why I created the Bartender. This machine is designed to make consistent drinks by reducing the error of underpouring or overpouring of spirits and mixers, making it more consistent. So while the bartender is running, staff can do different things, apply more energy to customer service, or do different tasks while the machine is creating cocktails. Um, so the bartender is actually designed to be in most professional environments due to the fact it has a single power source, which is coming from a wall plug, and it can actually store quite a lot of liquid inside it. So when I first had the premise of doing the bartender, I looked at other competitor cocktail making machines. The first one that came out was the Barros 2. I've seen this in YouTube videos, quite in a few different places. It does come around about £760, which is quite a bit of money. It's not designed for professional environments. It's more for the comfort of the home. You can store up to 5 spirits and 3 mixers inside containers, which you can see on the right side of the picture. They do have to be refilled. Um, really good features. It does automated cleaning, which is also in my bartender. I have pinched that feature from this product. It has metal casing. It can make drinks very quickly, and also it has an app, and that can work on Android or iOS, which my machine does not have. The next competitive product that I found on the market was the Mixo 2. This is actually a really cool product, as it can do so many drinks: crush ice, um, automated cleaning, add lime, mint leaves. It can do a lot more than what my project can. But difference is this machine costs a lot of money. Good for 4,500, which I'm not throwing into my project. But my bartender still can do similar stuff to this. I have brought concepts over, such as the bottle sharing. I have incorporated that into my machine and the touchscreen. And the final competitive product I found on the market was the Gig Station. This isn't very well known. I actually had to really find this one, but it is a very cool product, as it can have so many mixers inside. It stores all the alcohol inside the machine, which is good. But also the bad thing is, unfortunately, in the UK, you actually have to show your spirits in front of you, as it is legal requirement for measurements and labeling. So unfortunately, I could not put this concept into my machine, as it can actually come off as very illegal. So that is one way I got around that, is using the bar optics. I have taken this sleek finish and a touchscreen from this machine and thrown onto my machine, and also the automated cleaning. It's a very good product, but again, it is the cost now. I could not do anything like this on my machine at all. So when it came to creating the bartender, I used multiple different types of technologies and different skills I've developed over the years, especially from when I was working in my placement. I worked on automated building machines, or automated machines in general. So I took that design for industrial machining and threw that into my bartender. So as you see on the mechanical, I did metal fabrication on my placement, and I threw that onto my bartender. As you can see in the render beforehand, I use extruded aluminium, and I also use a lot of 3D printing materials to bring down the cost. For the electrics, I actually designed my own PCB that is thrown into the electrical cabinet. I am powering everything off mains power, but for safety, I have earthed it all throughout the bartender, so it is very safe. When it comes to software, I am using a STM32. Reason for this is because we did this in our course, and I really wanted to do this. I have multi-threading in it, and sampling, and tons of UARTs and SPIs and PWMs. I'm actually using 3 types of UART communication, 2 SPIs. I'm actually running 4 different steppers on a machine at once, 2 servos, a lot of DC motors, touchscreen, and I got a few other bits that's running off. I had to create most of the libraries myself as well, which took a lot of time. So I've thrown all the skills throughout university for all the modules and thrown it into this machine. So when it comes to the mechanical part of this project, I have done quite a few different things. I have done metal fabrication using extruded aluminium. I actually milled out the metal myself and cut it and threw it all together. I used my old workplace at Oak Mountain Control Systems to do this. The next part, I also have designed 2 cup dispensers. The first one was all right, but I didn't like it, so I completely redesigned it. The linear drive system, which moves cups from left to right and allows it to dispense liquid. That has taken a long time to build. That is all custom made. The mix dispenser is also 3D printed pretty much. In all these projects, I used metal inserts, as this provided a much stronger hold than just using nuts, as they could actually fall out and it just wasn't a good technique at all. The cup dispenser I actually have designed twice. HMI I've also designed twice to also incorporate speakers now. The scar arm is completely custom made. I have taken some inspiration from some places, but it has a belt system inside it. And all the panels on the machine that is covering it all is 6mm MDF, which is also veneered over top with some nice wood to give the whole machine a professional look. So that's all the mechanical done for the machine. As you can see on this page, these are all the up-to-date components that are currently on the Bartender. There's quite a lot there. Most of these are the main 3D printed parts. I do have some other parts that are 3D printed, but they're not as dramatic or showy, and here is all the main concepts. So you got the HMI, the cup dispenser, the linear drive system, the mix dispenser, and also the scar arm. So when it comes to the electrical side of the project, I actually did an electrical panel, as when I was on placement, I actually was designing and building electrical panels for Babcock, other companies. So I got really into electrical panel design for industrial standards. So I actually popped this skills I've learned from that and thrown it into the Bartender, isolating all electronics, especially because it's a liquid-based machine. It stops anything from shorting out. I also designed a custom PCB, as doing it all protoboard it's just not good, especially when you're dealing with high power components. I decided to streamline the whole thing and use PCB design, and also put lots of switches on it to allow me for debugging any issues that would come across. I also am using 2 microcontrollers. Both are STM32s. One controls the main Bartender, and the other one is designed just for the scar arm, as the scar arm can act independently of the main controller. The main controller is using master to slave communication, as the scar does not need to send any information back. So as you see on this image, this is the main electrical panel for the Bartender. This is what runs everything. I do have 2 power supplies. One is 12 volts and one is 5 volts. You can also see the PCB strapped to the back panel. This also has some spare ports onto it, such as has 2 extra steppers, just in case I wanted to throw anything on, anything else happened, I was prepared. It has lots of different switches for debugging, and also they do also connect to different parts. So as you see, I have 3 motor drive systems. Down below, they control DC pumps, and on the bottom right, you can see that is the second mic control that runs the scar arm completely. Finally, we have the software part of my project. Because I did use STM32 chips, I use Mbed Studio. Unfortunate problem with Mbed is that there isn't many libraries that actually work. So I actually had to create a couple of libraries just for this machine, which took up a lot of time with debugging. There are some still issues, but over time they will be improved. The whole machine is just a massive state machine, how it's running the program. So whatever it sees from the touchscreen, it will then do in the machine, and that's how it all works. It's just a massive state machine. With the HMI, I am using a Nexion, which has software which I can create a GUI from. Very easy to do. It works via UARTs communicating between the Nexion and the main controller. I did use multi-threading in this project for sampling, as I am sampling the cup dispenser to check if a cup has entered the cup holder at all. This is really useful just in case something does happen. Here I am showing the basic home page and the start page of the touchscreen. So whenever you start the machine up, you'll see the image on the right first. Once you press start, the whole machine will calibrate, zero itself in. Then it'll go straight to the image on the left, which will allow you to make a drink, clean, or do other stuff, even statistics as well. So what's currently in the machine and how much liquid's there. So yeah. So over time, I did actually add a few more extra features onto it. So I have added addressable LEDs, as this improves the viewing experience of the bartender, and lighting it just makes it look a lot cooler. I had some spare time, as I have been working on this project for quite a long time. I've also added drinking games into it that will randomly make drinks. I am adding a few more after the project. I have added multifunction into this. I have also added sound effects via a DF Mini, which is now on the back of the HMI. This will play sounds like calibrating music, anything to do with that. I can also add themes into it. This is just little add-ons. These weren't needed, but I had enough time, so I thought I'd throw them on. And here is the final result of the Bartender and what it looks like in person. Currently have it in my living room. It does take up a lot of space, but it does work. It works independently. As you can see on the left image, you can see the electrical panel. On the right image, you can see more the SCAR arm, and you can also see the touchscreen working as well. As you see on this slide, I have tested the mixer and its error of underpouring or overpouring. I don't need to do this test for the spirits, as I am using bar optics and they are always correct. They are 25 milliliter, which does meet up to the UK standard of a shot, making it a legal shot. But when it comes to the mixer, I do still need to do some fine tuning, but this is the results I'm getting so far, which is I'm having a 9.6 over or under. This is on average. I can improve this over time with timing and pressurizing the system first, but I will be doing more testing over time. So when it came to user testing, I brought some people around, got them to use the machine. I explained how it's used. We did have some errors, such as the cup didn't go into the cup holder twice. I have now corrected that. It doesn't happen at all now. I also improved sampling time. This testing helped me improve the live quality of the machine. I've also added some draining bits to it, and improved stuck one-way valves into the system as well to stop mix from falling out. It did prove a massive positive from this testing. I'm now going to show two videos, one of the machine dropping out a cup and putting a drink together. The second video is of the robotic arm working by itself. Unfortunately, they aren't working together as I'm having some zeroing issues, but they do work independently of each other so far.